critical because now the lubricants will increase the economic engine of every country in the world. So, like rice, fuel is also a political commodity, like it or not. Some people don't like that name, but that's how it is. Since 2018 to now, the price of fuel long go up several times, and it also come down several times as well. But just this year alone, now the third time this refill long go up. In February, fuel went up from 7,000 leons to 8,500 leons per liter. In July, fuel go up from 8,500 leons to 9,500 leons. In August now, fuel long go up from 9,500 leons to 10,000 leons per liter. So, but every time the price of fuel go up, whether it is going up or it come down, as the case may be, there's a ripple effect, and that effect comes in the form of hike in commodity prices and services as well. So, if the price of transport they go up because they don't increase fuel, the price of transport for can down because fuel long can down. But is it happening that way? If the price of rice, if the price of any other thing we connected to fuel go up, then you expect say if fuel price can down, if for can down. But is that really what is happening? Most of the time it is not. So this morning, this is something we'll go discuss for understand how much impact all of this they get on with daily lives. Is it making it any easier for us? So, and what's in government they actually do for cushioning the effect of all of this price instability? And how is the instability of prices, like I said, they affect to daily lives? And the focus will also be on the transportation sector. So specifically this morning, we'll get the commercial bike riders then we'll go talk to, because they are an important component of the transportation sector. This is the Epic Morning Show. Already in the studio with we get somebody from the Bike Riders Union way, then a major player in the transportation sector. Good morning, Mr. Nabil.
Good morning.
All right. Welcome. So, yesterday, official announcement of the fare price was done. So, tell me every time then they add the fuel price or then they reduce them, how this they impact on our own small industry.
Fambulen, good morning. Whenever fair price or they get increment on really they augur well with we, na something we they reflect negatively to we, and not to we no more, they reflect negatively to the entire nation, because whenever the things then they happen, you they see increment in transportation, and whenever increment they in transportation, they see other way commodities, then they also you get for see another increments, because that trader we don't go buy, they don't increase price for them from Musa it they go, instead for you go that transportation they get for make sure say it increase up in business for let it go get in money or or the profit where they do the business for. You understand? At the end, they reflect on the final consumer. Then now you way they go buy, we not go for go do business, they buy for go use now. So fair business and fair issue na a political something way very much critical, and whenever governments they try for make any increment, they thought them wisely make they not go make any wrong decision or make any wrong increment. But we thank God under the leadership of the Minister of Transport and Trade, they very much open up to we, especially the transport sector. All the increments where it don't take place under their own watch, they make sure say that they call all the transport sectors them, sit down, discuss issues, and tell we convincing reasons why the increments they take place. And we serve the same say yes, it is very much important, and government serve the hand tied. They're not happy for Duam, say they want for Duam for extort citizens. No, they do them because now waiting they happen globally. You understand? And when you look at the current fare tariff now the other sub-regions, them Salon get the cheapest. Upon all we don't do increments of 500 leons. right? You watch your neighbor Guinea, up to 12,000 leones per liter. Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, they sell at the rate of 11,000 leones per liter. So a very much difficult now, a tough decision where government take for let them go add 500 leones from 9,500 to 10,000 leones, right? So then Colwy, the Minister of Trade, Dr. Hinga Sandi, he explained everything to we, and we SFC say this not to government fault, and they self don't really try. We self don't do we own visibility study with regards the fair tariff na the other regions that we don't see say yes. As far as this fair business is concerned, we get the cheapest fare na saloon so far.
So given that una understand the situation with government in according to what they say, so does this mean una bike man in order for ace price because this latest fuel increment don't happen?
Well, I'm not go talk say we not get for ace price, you understand? Because we not go be happy for long we go ace price. And the price where we go ace, me not go talk say this one increment we don't do in transportation. Because
why is that? If you ace price an increment?
Yeah, because the percentage where government say we for increase on transportation in terms of poda, keke and motorbike, just 5%. You understand?
How much una get for increase?
So that 5% where government checker is 100 leons. 100 leons increment in transportation. So you the bike man, you say go see and say no, la run me normal fare no more be done they run before. You understand?
But on a normal day, unlike other transportation them, either na keke or taxi, on a normal day, una own charging system is absolutely different from the others, because even when government they say una run pole to pole 2,000, you are not doing so. Una they run past that.
No, it's not possible. We dey run pole to pole 2,000.
Which pole to pole, for example?
We're
not 2,000.
This now
right
go for me clearly. We dey run pole to pole according to the distance where you cover. You understand?
Which
now we dey
distance,
charge you.
Make
but,
an example now. Which distance?
But the pole to pole now where government they talk about, like for example, he pull me from this point now, Saudi na Wellington Street for go na St. John. That na one pole. I can charge you 2,000 leons. Or 3,000 leons. You understand? If you're able to negotiate me, we meet up at 2,000 leons, it's fine. Right? If you're able to negotiate me, you meet up at 3,000 leons again, it's fine. That now one pole.
That's the point. The point is with una always there isn't a stagnant price. They have to negotiate. Unlike I know say what tinap na a break keke for go St. John, I know say na 2,000 without negotiation. In your own case, that's not it.
No, keke self as we dey talk, then yourself get huge negotiation because
yes, if
they in fact don't increase to 3,000 leons before the fare don't go to 10,000. Where government be don't increase at 9,500, keke be don't increase to 3,000 leons. Then everybody are aware, right? But we bike riders will not ever do so. We now with normal tariff we dey run. And we make sure say we service the people and we give them at the price where then they cover or the distance where they go. May we all get this understanding clear. Bike and keke or poda we know they run the same. We now one pillar with they carry.
All right, I'll come back to you. Good morning, Mr. Silla.
Good morning. Plenty thank you for when I get to me now.
So fuel don't go up now for the second time in just over a month. Yeah. Why is it going up so frequently?
Well, I don't know. We don't get past, to my knowledge, past 7 discussions on petrol since the inception of this government. Of them 7 times a day, 3 times a day, we would revise fuel downwards. Yeah, I think about 4 times now. 4 times now, petrol would revise upwards. That's because we'd always explain, say, because of the global trend, Salon not they produce petrol, we not they produce oil. So therefore, rely on oil producing nations then for buy with oil. But we know say during the time we've been done 2020 at some point last year, we know say the demand for oil been much reduced. We think though because of the pandemic, COVID been there all over, manufacturers, producers, businesses, institutions, nobody not been getting need for that much to that kind of a level we've been there prior to the pandemic. Because all man be the fit for health and safety now. So even at the Western countries, there it was health and safety. Lay off staff there, make sure the staff then they home. Producers, they're not the producers much, manufacturers, not the manufacturers much. So the demand for oil been the way down. And so we see nations then they reduce their price down, not because not many people they actually need them to that kind of level for bring the price up to side for day. Now, with the vaccines there now, you find out some manufacturers that don't begin to come back full time. Production companies them and all that and so the demand now for them don't go back to them pre-pandemic days. Then so we can say before the days of the pandemic, which it look like. And I make we find out say petrol sim for the appreciate even Ayaso. But my brother just don't mention one thing. Across the sub-region, Sierra Leone is still the cheapest number one. Second, we can only make sure say. The one where the import ham not set the price where they want. Now that make we get the Petroleum Regulatory Agency, right? So Sana Balwako man in charge as chairman for make sure say able for regulate petrol business. The one the way the import and Canada this country na private people and not to governments, yeah. Now so it'll always be for the longest time. Now private people them, now they put their money together, now they bring fuel Canada this country. So then we and collect every private person we bring in business car. The first thing we remember now for make profits, no so. But because petrol now one thing they will consider for be essential commodity, it gets so many rippling effects, yeah, because you get for come on from Kailan Canton na petrol, from Cambia for Canton na petrol, you bring goods and services from any parts of the country for Canton, from Freetown for go to any part of the country, it requires fuel, essentially. And once you put fuel there, where you reach that goods and services there, you get for now put the cost of fuel and transportation also for determining price. And so that is why government also they make sure say regulates this thing they call fuel in this country. And so on a monthly basis, then they sit down with the importers of fuel come for determine within the plants look like. It's a complex kind of a formula
and
for get onto side this. So
for a very long time now, of course, government are just always on the tell we say we are not an oil producing nation.
Yeah.
And there isn't much we can really do when it comes to pricing.
Yeah.
But does this mean that you already know the problem as a government?
Yeah.
Waiting we don't they do for get yourself out of this situation. So that volatility they within at the world market in terms of pricing doesn't affect us as much as it is affecting us.
Whatever we do, as a country, and this is not going to be restricted to just this government. Whatever we do as a country, one of the things that we're not ever able for do, right, for ultimately determine this thing and make sure say now we able for determining price. Now the fact that we're not the produce oil. So then the law gets unclear. And now we're not the produce oil, we never done the produce oil, and so we always get for the import. One of the things that you can do in that kind of situation, because the international market always determine the price of oil. Now, every nation state will not the produce oil. One of the things that you can do now for make sure say you get enough storage facility,
which we don't have at the moment.
You will not don't get it since the like you said under Sabi book. Then say since the Pope was an altar boy.
Yes.
We not ever get up.
But in the last 3 years, we don't get opportunity for do that. We haven't either.
No. We don't go at an advanced stage. It's about 80% completed.
But it's not completed yet.
But again, let we acknowledge the fact that we don't make some significant steps towards that direction for make sure so we expand on with storage in this country. Because if we expand on with storage in this country, price not go change now the world market on a weekly basis. Because if you watch the way oil per barrel they go now the world market, so telling they change like 2 times inside 2 weeks. That's so it go. But if you get a storage capacity say of about 3-4 months worth, then it means you then shocks then they be able for better manager, because of your storage facility again. Now they will last just for 2 weeks. So when they say petrol day, plenty in this country for 2 weeks.
Many thanks. So we guest them, Imran Silla from the Strategic Communications Unit and Mohammed Nabiwe, the National PRO for the Commercial Bike Riders Union in Sierra Leone. This is the Epic Morning Show.